Hello, welcome back. Today we are looking at a heavy-duty production tool, the Monport MegaS 70 watts, with a huge working area and a rock-solid metal frame. This CO2 laser is built for serious makers. If you are ready to upgrade from a hobby to a high-output manufacturing business, this video is for you. Let's start with the foundation. When you first see the MegaS, the very first thing you will notice is the build quality. This machine features a premium, fully enclosed metal body that weighs a solid 60 kg. In a razor wall, heavy means stable. This massive frame completely absorbs vibrations, ensuring your cuts stay perfectly straight even at a maximum speed. At the bottom, there is a very smart design, a front and rear drawer system. It may screen up fast, and you can easily upgrade to an automatic conveyor belt system later as your business grows. When you open the lid, you can get a massive 700 by 350 mm working area. You can lay out dozens of small items for batch production or cut one huge art pieces in a single run. And don't worry about losing detail. Even with this 70 watt CO2 cutting power, the laser spot is ultra fine, down to 0.03 mm. That means your engraving will still look incredibly sharp and detailed. Best of all, Monport completely eliminates manual setups. Forget about those annoying manual preparation works. The MegaS uses a non-contact autofocus system and smart thickness detection. Paired with the high-definition overhead camera, you just drag and drop your design on the material inside the software. Click Start and let the machine do the rest. It seriously saves so much time and material. Next up, let's do some quick prep work before turning this beast on. First, we need to fill the water tank since this is a high-power 70 watt CO2 laser. Keeping the glass tube cool is absolutely critical to prevent overheating and damaging. Just pour the clean water in, check the level, and your cooling system is ready to roll. Let's talk about something many desktop CO2 lasers hide from you: optical path alignment. On some machines, this system is completely sealed, making it a nightmare to fix. But Monport kept the MegaS open and highly accessible. Because it is a CO2 system, the laser beam has to bounce off multiple millers before it reaches your material. During shipping or long hours of heavy use, these millers can shift slightly, and if your alignment is off, you lost cutting precision. When I first tried this machine right out of the box, the razor dart was slightly off-center. Shipping logistics definitely bummed it a bit. But fixing it was incredibly simple. I just used the included tools to tweak the leftmost miller on the x-axis. With a few tiny adjustments, the razor dart was right back in the center of the target. It takes a little bit of patience, but the mechanical setup is so straightforward that anyone can do it. But that's not all. The Monport MegaS also offers other advanced tuning options. You can easily calibrate the rangefinder, fine-tune the optimal focal length, and correct the camera alignment. Now, keep in mind, all of these adjustments are completely optional. Monport actually factory calibrates every single sensor before shipping it to your door. But as a maker, I absolutely love that they give us the freedom to manually tweak these settings. It makes it so easy to restore the machine to its absolute peak performance whenever you want. It is a massive plus in my book. Now let's get into the most exciting part, the real-world performance test. If you run a small business, you know that time is money. To see how fast the MegaS 70 watts really is, I run a speed test on a standard 3mm plywood, and honestly, the result blew me away. This machine achieved a maximum clean cutting speed of 50mm per second. To put that into perspective, let's look at the standard diode lasers. In my previous testing, a typical 40 watts diode laser topped out at just 15mm per second on the exact same material. That means the MegaS is 3 to 4 times faster. But it gets even crazier compared to an entry-level 15 watts diode laser, which has a maximum cutting speed of only 6mm per second. The Monport MegaS is over 8 times faster. Image finishing and 8-hour workflow in just one single hour. That is a massive leap in productivity for any workshop. I also want to push it with some heavy-duty solid timber, so I load up a thick piece of 10mm plywood. Using 100% power, the MegaS slides through it in a single pass at 4mm per second. The edge was clean. Whether you are batch cutting small items or working on heavy woodworking projects, this 70 watts CO2 laser cutter delivers the stable, raw power you need to scale up your business. But numbers on a page are one thing. How does this machine perform on a massive, real-world project? To find out, I made this a complex 10-layer wooden wall art piece. Now, for a huge project like this, I didn't even push the machine to its limit. I play it safe. I set the power to 80% and the speed to steady 30mm per second. And guess what? Even with these conservative settings, the MegaS finished cutting all 10 detail layers in just 14 minutes. Let's put that into perspective. If you use a typical 40 watts diode laser, the exact same project would take you about 60 minutes. Cutting your production time from an hour down to just 14 minutes is an absolute game changer for any Etsy creators or small business owner. This means you can crash batch order and slash your production costs overnight. Next, let's talk about versatility. A true production beast needs to handle more than just wood, and the best part, Monport's software comes with over a dozen built-in material fixes. Instead of waiting hours running manual text matrix, you just select your material from the menu, and the software automatically applies the perfect speed and power. Combined with that live overhead camera, it is flawless. What you see is what you get experience. First, I tested the rock coaster. The vertical line come out incredibly sharp with zero fracturing. But here is where carbon dioxide laser truly crash standard diode lasers, completely transparent acrylic. The MegaS 70 watts handled those custom luggage tags flawlessly. It took just 24 minutes to finish 6 of them. And look at this edge quality. It is flame polished right out of the machine. No manual sanding or polishing need. For small business, this opens up huge high-value markets like premium, signage, and wedding decor. Next up, organic materials. If you make custom relics or patches, you will learn how to handle stick glitter for crafting. It delivers a deep, high-contrast dark impression without any nasty charring or burning. I even push it to the limit with dedicated kraft paper. Paper burns easily if the laser power fluctuates even a tiny bit, but the power modulation here is so precise. It took exactly 9 minutes to engrave this detailed graphic, leaving the thick paper completely clean. And this is just a fraction of what this machine can do. Whether you work with diamond, bamboo, coated glass, coated ceramics, or coated metals, the MegaS 70 watts remove all material barriers. It ensures your product catalog can grow as fast as your business. Regarding the image engraving, to give you my honest conclusion right away, the photo engraving quality on the Monport MegaS 70 watts is just average. On the hardware side, this machine gives you an amazing foundation. It has that ultra-fine laser spark size and a super stable x-axis that stops any physical ghosting and vibration. As you can see on the private sample, the final result is definitely acceptable. The face and hair details are clearly recognizable. So it's perfectly foundation for standard daily crafting. But if you want that pixel perfect, hyper-realistic deep, you may want to use premium dedicated laser software instead, like Lighton. It gets the job done, but the Monport software side definitely need an update to match this incredible hardware. So, what is the final verdict? After weeks of heavy testing, my overall impression of the Monport MegaS 70 watts is overwhelmingly positive. It successfully bridged the gap between slow, hobbyist-grade diode startup and massive, expensive industrial systems. For the right user, it turns tedious production days into quick, highly profitable hours. Who is this machine for? If you are an active exit creator, a small workshop owner, or a professional maker ready to scale up your business, this is a no-brainer investment. It is built for anyone who needs to handle large-scale crafts, run big batch orders of wood or reader, or tap into the high-volume, transparent acrylic market. If you completely revolutionize your workflow and lower your costs overnight. But who should avoid it? If you are just a casual hobbyist who laser engrave once a month for fun, this heavy-duty 60kg machine is definitely overkill for your garage. Also, if your business focuses strictly on deep metal engraving, you should look at a dedicated fiber laser instead of a CO2 system. But overall, as a production tool, the MegaS 70 watts is an absolutely beast. If you want to check the current price or grab one for your studio, I have put the official link in the description below. What do you think about this machine? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more honest tech reviews, and I see you in the next one. Bye.